So hello everyone, I'm Tofu, welcome back to Ewetopia, my all sheep island, and today we're going to be doing another build video. So let's run over to the area we'll be building in and start on Frita's orange orchard. So this was my previous build that I did on this island, so the little sheep neighbourhood. I've done a small bit off camera, just the path leading up to the area we'll be doing the build in today. But first of all, I've got to get a bridge and obviously connect these two bits of land, so let's get that done. Not gonna lie, I'm actually quite surprised it went in the right space in the first try. So that's all good. Let's obviously pay this off and then we'll skip forward to the next day and we'll have a shiny new bridge in place. Okay, so we're just running through the sheep neighbourhood that I did in the last build and we have our fantastic new bridge. And this is the area that we're going to be doing the build in today. So for anyone that's unacquainted with Ewetopia, it is my all sheep, no terraforming cottagecore island. And yeah, I just wanted a island full of sheep basically. And I thought no terraforming just to challenge myself because cottagecore is my safe space. But anyway, let's jump into the actual build itself. So first of all, I'm inching towards this wall, but we're going to be just building I guess a little storage area. It's like a little addition to Frita's house, which is obviously going to go in this space here. But it's mostly going to be hidden. But I do like just adding kind of a fake building every now and again. I think it just makes the island feel a lot more alive. And obviously it has a purpose. In this case, it's meant to be a storage area or an addition to the home. So we'll be doing that. The storefronts, I always get confused as to which way they're meant to be facing. Okay, that one actually went in the right way, which is fantastic. I'm doing this little area first because the home, once I put it down, is going to block this particular area near the river and this little area here. So that's why I'm doing that first. Hopefully I can get this next one in without too much issue, but we'll see. Okay, well, that's the way I wanted it to go, at least face, so that's something. But then I got stuck on the bridge. But, you know, it was an easy fix, it's just a matter of pushing it, so all good. Let's just push it slightly closer if I can. I cannot, which is not the biggest issue. Okay, so that's that. I've got a simple panel, and I've just used the very simple wood panel design. And to be honest, the home is going to block off the majority of that, so you probably will miss the fact that it's relatively open, honestly. Right, let's bust out our trusty hedges. And I like doing this just in little crevasses in the cliff. I think it just makes it a little bit more interesting. But then we've got a few various items, again, that are going to be kind of non-accessible because of Frita's home. But we've got a barrel, and then we're going to have a flower, being this yellow hyacinth, and we're going to put down a single weed. Cool. With that being done, I'm actually going to place down Frita's home. Not there though, because that would get rid of all the items. I'm never very good when it comes to placing it down the first time. Okay, fantastic. So eventually, once we've done the rest of the build, I will skip forward a day so Frita's home is actually moved in and she officially lives here. As to why I chose Frita in the first place, I just like her home and the fact it's orange and this is going to be an orange orchard, and I just thought it makes sense. Speaking of, I'm actually going to put down the orange trees now, so anywhere that's got these little green dots is allocated for these orange trees. And again, if you are unacquainted with this island or any of my videos on my channel, I generally do a lot of planning. I'm sure the people that watch me regularly are pretty sick of hearing this by now, so sorry if that is the case. But I like to just try and plan out builds and then try and put the items in some kind of order just so that it makes it pretty easy to actually record. The last thing I'd want to do is try and record a video and then everything's a complete mess because I don't remember where things go or the order in which they go down, and yeah, that just sounds just chaotic and terrible, honestly. Before I put the next tree in, I'm actually going to put down some hedges, because I can imagine that would actually be quite annoying. So I want that there. And I want this little section of hedge just to kind of go round the corner. Cool, so that should give me enough room to then do what I need to do. Might as well just put down a couple more. Fantastic, let's put that last tree in. And then we'll get to placing down various bits of furniture. Grand. So in this little space next to the river, I'm going to put a small bush. So this white azalea here. And I'm just going to dot various bits of furniture around this, this beautiful path. I think it was done by BoisCrossing, but like any of my videos where I do builds and I have used these fantastic codes, the creator codes will be in the description below, so if you want to check anything out, be sure to do so. Even though I've put them in some sort of order, I would like to put down this dining table. And I want it as close to the hedge as possible. Cool. And then I've got various little items, so I'm going to place them down and not show them off. That's a classic Tofu move where generally I would show it off and you get the little fanfare, and I always get embarrassed and I feel stupid, to be honest. But then we have a step ladder, so that'll obviously be the main way of getting these oranges down when they're ripe. So fantastic. I've got a windmill which is up here somewhere. I've even placed it in order, and yet I'm going off script. I'm going crazy, but it's fine. We can live with crazy. Okay, so a little windmill there. Obviously, when you go into that view, you don't really see it, but when you're crossing the bridge, you do. So fantastic. I do have a couple of cardboard boxes, which are actually these here, the ones I've been ignoring, and I've custom designed them so they're obviously the orange box. So let's not have it like that. Let's actually have it so they're both matching, so that you can obviously see the fact they are boxes filled with oranges. Fantastic. I have a green hyacinth. No, I don't. It's a green mum, sorry. Excuse me. And we're going to put down the azalea bush here. Cool. And I'm going to put down an umbrella. And it's got a custom design on it. And I think you guys are going to love it. I certainly do. And I just love when people do this. I think it's so creative, and it just gives another little dimension to your builds. But here we have a crate of oranges right next to the boxes filled with oranges. I think the umbrellas are such a good design tool when it comes to things like this. It just adds so much more depth. And I would like them to maybe include crates of fruit in the next game, but we'll have to see in regards to that, because yeah, there's only so many items they can obviously add in. Now let's put down the standing shop sign, and again, you can probably tell, but it has a custom design code on it, and this is just fantastic, isn't it? I assume someone's used like a QR code and has scanned this in, not just made it from scratch. If they have made it from scratch, then my god, it's absolutely incredible. But yeah, I wish I could do something like this. Just so many people are so talented with this game. I really wish I could make the design codes like that. And I've got a yellow leaf pile which I want relatively close to the table. Cool, so you can still see it. Obviously everything's going to be very yellow, very orange, and little splashes of green with the green mums and the bushes and things. That's cool. I've now got to run off and fill my inventory full of the remaining furniture, and we'll finish off this build. So see you in a second. Okay, so I'm back and my inventory is mostly full, but first thing we're going to do is place down just another one of these umbrellas. That's the wrong button, pro gamer and all that. I want to place down another one of these umbrellas here, and yeah, just another crate of oranges just dotted around. Just again, it just adds so much more to the build. Right, so we're going to be working on this little area here, and I do have a idea, as you would expect. Obviously, I have pre-planned this all, as I said. It would be a bit foolish of me not to have something planned for this area. But yeah, it's a grand little idea, in my opinion anyway. You'll have to let me know once I build it. But as you can see over the river with my my sheep neighbourhood, there's a little pen with these various umbrellas made to look like sheep. And so we're going to have a little area here where one of them's escaped. So we're not quite sure how it's happened. Maybe it's just hopped into the river, just swam across, and yeah, is now going to be hiding amongst the various bits of wheat and near this tree. But because I'm doing a no terraforming island, I was really just unsure as to what to do with this particular, like, I guess, nub of land. Yeah, it just seemed very like difficult to deal with, and this is my solution. So I'm going to just hide this little guy with the various wheat fields that I've got on my person, and yeah, I'm going to put down a little bit of fencing so you can obviously see that from the ice skating rink build from below, but you won't necessarily see the sheep like straight away if you're not looking for him or her. But yeah, it'd be a nice little surprise if you do happen to just catch it in like the corner of your eye or something. Obviously it gives you a reason to try and just explore the little nooks and crannies of this island. I've got, I think, one more wheat field if memory serves, so that is indeed true, so fantastic. Got a little mushroom lamp, so that's going to go just at the back here. I am going to turn it off though, because that green just seems a little bit kind of obnoxious. But yeah, I do love the mushroom lamps, but I kind of prefer the majority of them when they're just turned off. I think they look a lot more natural and just kind of nice because of it. And we've got one more flower, so the orange windflower just adds a little splash of orange to what is a very green section here. But here we have this little sheep that's hiding out, and so has anyone noticed him or her? We're not quite sure yet, but they're living a happy life in the wheat. And now we're coming up to the last little bit of the build, so it is a very short one, but we're going to have a pergola here. In fact, no, we're not going to do that. We're actually going to build a little bit of fencing just to the right-hand side here, because much similar to the hedge and the trees earlier, I don't want to then put down the pergola and then not be able to do the fencing. It would just feel like a waste of time if I then have to pick up the pergola to then do the fencing. So yeah, this makes sense. Cool. And again, much in keeping to the rest of the build, very orange, very green, very natural. All is good. I guess I want a green mum around here, so let's put that there. I have some stacked bags, so that will go kind of close to the fence. I'm just going to spin it around this way. And I should have another wheat field, so I'm going to put that around here on the path. I love the wheat field so much. Everyone who's seen any of my videos will know how much I love these items. They're just fantastic. I use them on every single island that I've had, and yeah, I use it a lot just to try and kind of give that overgrown feeling, especially on the paths as well. And it just mixes things up a little bit. It just makes it a little bit more interesting. Certainly in my opinion anyway. Right, and the last item that we have is this greenhouse box. So naturally, being an orchard, you want everything to be very natural. You want Frita to feel like she's got a real green thumb. I am going to have to just move this down so that I don't end up blocking Frita's home. So let's pick that back up again. Put it kind of closer to the cliff. Cool, that's a lot better in my opinion. So Frita should have access to our home. We can still walk by here. Yeah, all is good. So to be honest guys, that is the build. So it is a very short one, But I'm going to skip forward so that we obviously have Frita in her home and everything's all good, and I'll see you there. Okay, so I've skipped forward a day, and actually skipped forward quite a few hours just in the day, because I had it at 6 in the morning so that the villagers didn't bother me, because my last build I got bothered by Dom, Kashmir and Stella, and so yeah, I just wanted to try and avoid that. I did push it forward just to see if Frita would be out and about. She is, but I guess she's not around her orchard, but that's fine. Let's just double check she's not spying on Dolly the sheep here. Nope, cool. But yeah, this is the build, guys. So we obviously have Frita, who is the owner of this little orange orchard, and there's plenty of little nods to oranges, so obviously this little sign, the orange marmalade and the fruit cake. We've got plenty of orange boxes and her little storage, just addition to her home. I thought Frita would work really nicely. I know I said it before, but just the fact that her home is orange with the green on top, it just screams oranges to me. And so guys, with that said and done, I'm going to call today's episode here. So thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed, please hit like and consider subscribing if you haven't done already. I know this video is a lot shorter than a lot of the other builds I've done on my channel, but don't worry, I do have a villager hunt scheduled up on my other island, and that'll be coming out relatively soon. Also want to say a massive thank you to my wife Mumsy, who actually inspired this build with her orchard build for Goldie on her island of Bramble. I'll make sure that the video link is in the description below, so be sure to check it out if you haven't done already. Also, another little request if you don't mind, if you've got any ideas, and cottagecore ideas for that matter, that I could do on this island, be sure to shout them out in the comments and I'll make sure that I have a look, and if anything intrigues me, I'll make sure to try and incorporate it into the island itself. But until then, I want to say a massive thank you again, hope to see you in the next video, and until the next one, have a good one. Cheers guys, see you later.